I love fashion, but I honestly hate shopping so much. I wish they wouldn't be so intertwined. I got attracted by fashion and like the word in general because I thought it was a super fun way to express yourself, right? Through what you wear. But then that actually involves doing a lot of shopping and always kind of thinking in that direction. And I'm not very much I'm not like a crazy shopper. I'm not an impulsive shopper at all. It just takes me so long to go through that like process of decision making of buying or not buying something that it's so tiring that I just don't do it. And the more I get into fashion, the less I shop, which is insane because I would have thought the opposite before being so like into fashion history and like just like learning so much about like how do you actually make clothes. And I feel like maybe in the end what I'm attracted by is not clothes really, but the business and the art behind it. And it's beautiful in a way, but at the same time I do want to express myself through what I wear still. So I was thinking about this today, but don't forget to get your drink of choice. I have the Fort iced coffee here with me. Please do not comment on my coffee issues. I know I have some and we're just gonna ignore it. I'm focusing more on a task that I have to deliver by the beginning of September, which is basically the first draft of my second book, which is gonna be about Paris and icons in Paris, icons that have shaped the whole like fashion industry historically, like contemporary. It's actually super exciting and I'm doing the research at the moment and starting slowly but surely to write. So because rebranding is a priority in my head at the moment, I'm also going through the first part of the year, looking at where I put my money in, which pieces I bought, which investments I did, what was successful, what wasn't, is it something that I regret buying. So I realized I shopped so much less compared to the past years, and I'm actually very happy about it because I mainly bought designer stuff and I don't regret buying anything. Meanwhile, in the past, it has happened that I've made more impulsive buying decisions, so then I would just regret that more. So yeah, I think I'm learning and growing. Please don't forget to rate this podcast on Spotify. I mean, also on YouTube, but on Spotify, it's extremely important. It's gonna help the podcast grow. I will start with my absolute favorite because it was actually also the most impulsive buy that I've done this year. I walked in a vintage store in Paris, which was already kind of like a sketchy situation. I would like go down in the basement from like a store that was more of, I would say, homeware. And then like in the basement, there's like this girl selling things, and walking in, the first thing I noticed, it's like a deconstructed trench coat, and I just like needed to see. I took it. I kid you not, it's Margiela. This happens to me so often that I immediately like spot Margiela in stores, and I was kind of sad because I was like, okay, fuck, this is gonna be expensive as fuck. Turns out it's actually a sample. It has never been produced, so the story really hooked me. Being unique, being special, never seen before, it's something that I'm always keen on being, I guess. So, of course, the best way to sell this coat to me is to tell me that it hasn't been produced and it's just like one of a kind. So I bought it even though it's in white. It's a color that I don't necessarily like to wear. I prefer to wear black, gray, and like darker shades just because you guys know I'm short. I keep complaining about this, and it just makes me look more elongated and kind of taller, I feel like. So yeah, basically being the coat white, I wasn't extremely happy with it, but it has this second layer of deconstructed material that really looks and feels like denim, although it's a little bit lighter. And the more you use the coat, the more it like deconstructs, so it really looks undone, which is a vibe that feels very artsy, and I love it, love it, love it. I paid 500 euros, around 500 euros for it. I wear it a lot, and actually I was able to wear it in Paris in January and February. It wasn't as cold as Berlin. In Berlin, I prefer not to wear it as much because I don't know, it's just like a dirtier city, if that makes sense. And because it's white, I just feel like it's gonna get ruined more. The second thing that I bought are these Prada sunglasses from Spring Summer 2025, which is one of the collections that really hooked me, I have to say. And I wanted to recreate that one look with the headscarf and the sunglasses, like the same sunglasses but in purple, and the headscarf, I think it's like a one piece coming together. But because the glasses are purple and like also the headscarf is like not my favorite like design, I thought I could recreate the same look with these sunglasses as well as with the headpiece from Alexander McQueen with the skull headscarf basically. So this is the third item that I bought. I paid €100 for it on Vinted. Back then it wasn't really, I think now it's a little bit more hyped and the prices went up. I wanted to get it in white as well, or like in gray, because with like black hair and a black scarf on my head in summer, it's a little bit tricky, as you can imagine. But then I saw that the price was almost double, and the seller on Vinted really didn't want to negotiate. There's different sellers actually that I contacted, and it's funny because one seller was like, "Oh, this is like very trendy right now. You don't know, it's gonna be even more expensive soon." And I'm like, "Okay." Anyway, so I didn't get the white one, but I just love how this whole like Prada look with the skull headscarf looks. I'm gonna put a photo on screen. If you guys are on the video version of it, feel free to check. Then you're gonna be able to actually see also the pieces that I'm talking about. Please let me know what you guys are doing while listening to this or watching this, because I feel like most of you do like double screening, or someone was actually telling me that during university they were like listening to my podcast, or some others during sports. It's always fun for me to like imagine what you guys are doing while watching this. The fourth thing that I bought is the Rick Owens gray jacket that I had saved on Vinted for a very long time, but because actually it was quite expensive, I wasn't really sure about the size. It's like an Italian 36, like it's super small, and you can't really understand from the photos how thick the material is, and stuff like that. So then the seller was actually like discounting the item quite a lot, like for a week or so it kept like getting more and more discounted, and then I made it an even like lower offer, so I was able to get the jacket for like, I think it was around 300 and something, maybe €390. And then, of course, when he accepted my offer, I immediately ordered the jacket, and I haven't looked back since, because this hourglass shape, it's crazy. Like, it looks so good and it looks so elegant, yet kind of like avant-garde, like it looks put together. Like I could easily like wear it at a meeting as well, and looking very professional, but it kind of like expresses that you are very like fashionable, and you're like artsy, and you're like, your shit. And actually I've been stopped very often wearing almost every time that I wore that jacket in Berlin, people stopped me on the street to ask me where it's from, and some were just directly asking me, is this jacket Rick Owens, which I always appreciate. This is like the best compliment, like being stopped on the street to be asked what the items are and like where did I buy them. I think it's like such an intentional action. Like I don't know if I would do that with someone. I think I've done it like only a couple of times, because I don't know, I just feel like maybe I would make you feel uncomfortable if I would stop you. I don't know, but I actually really enjoy it when this happens to me. And yeah, it happened with that jacket. It made me feel really good. What else did I buy? Yeah, I also bought the prong top from Rick Owens, which I wanted for the longest time. I had my concerns around it because I've seen it in stores. I never really tried it on, but I knew that the material felt quite thick, although it's a light top, or like it looks light, but it's not light. It didn't feel light. And it was always pricey, and when on sale, never available in my size or in the color that I wanted, which is black. So then I just waited patiently for a long time to be able to afford it and to find it in my size and color. I must say, like, it's been almost like 2 years that I was looking for this top, It's also, in my opinion, like the most desired item in my niche, because it also comes in like so many different shapes. Like you would still have that décolleté and that like arch in the front, but you could have it as a bandeau top, you could have it as a long sleeve like mine, you could have it as a swimwear actually as well, a dress. Like there are so many variants of it, and that's why it kind of fits everyone's taste. So yeah, it also like comes in this leather dress, right? That's like super popular. A lot of celebrities always wear it on the red carpet. And I have to say, like, I was super happy. Like, I'm happy, and I haven't looked back since. Again, I paid 360 euros for it. It was like a last final sale of some sort. I got these jeans from my friend who has this vintage store in Berlin called Home Full of Clothes, and um, she found a dealer, like a diesel dealer or something, and she gets like so many pieces directly from like the factories. It's insane, like so many. She's actually having a sale this weekend or like next weekend in Berlin with shoes, diesel shoes. But this specific sale was the first one, so I got a couple of pieces. I got these jeans. I don't like the logo. I know also you won't like the logo, but I was thinking I could cut it off and just cut out. Let me just show you. Just cut out this one piece here. So then also the logo will basically come out if I cut it like this. Because the jeans are fitting so well, and I don't normally get that. So I was in love with the fit, and also this like gray washed color I really liked. And I also got a black dress, very simple long sleeve turtleneck dress. It's kind of lightish, so it was really good for the weather in Berlin. Summer weather in Berlin is just very crazy. It could be very warm or very cold from one second to the other. It could rain a lot. It's super windy as well. So yeah, basically it was a good summerish dress, although it doesn't look like it, I know, but it is. I paid 100 euro for the dress, but the zipper was broken, so I had to repair it, and that costed I think 20 euros, so 120 euros in total. Then for the denim, I think I paid 140, but I think overall like it's around 2000 euros that I've spent this year for shopping, which is crazy because it's a lot of designer stuff, but not so crazy because I don't have any bag and any shoes in this list, which are normally the most expensive ones. And this brings me to the second part of the episode, where I will talk about what I want to buy from September on, pieces that I was thinking of investing in. As I said, bags. I don't have bags in this list, and I have 3 bags that I was thinking of. We talked about this on my Instagram and on my TikTok already, but I'm gonna repeat it here as well in case you guys haven't seen those videos. I was talking about the Pandora bag. I mean, it's having a huge comeback because of the whole like 2010s aesthetic coming back. It was like the 2010 celebrity bag, I would say. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I need something for my computer, and I'm not sure if the computer is fitting in it. It doesn't look like it, to be honest. I would have to try, but yeah, I just thought this like cubic shape, it's kind of interesting. What do you guys think? I then have in mind also the Prada, the fringe Napa bag, which is, I mean, fringes we love, right? But then again, how am I gonna be able to wear it with all of my coats, leather jackets, you know? Like, I feel like for autumn winter it's a little bit complicated, but then it does look like an autumn winter bag. It doesn't look like a summer bag, right? Because of like, it just looks so thick. So imagine if I would put the fringe bag with my Prada hairy coat. I just don't see this as a fit. Like, I don't know. And I've worn this coat in the past season. You guys know how much I wore it. Like, it was basically the only thing that you could see on my Instagram for months and months. So I'm not sure. I'm still having a little bit of concerns. I was not able to find it at a good price. So for now, it's just gonna be there. I'm just gonna hold it on the side. I'm also thinking of the Celine bag, the Phantom one. I feel like if this is not the most desired secondhand bag at the moment, I don't know. Like, I don't know what is. I'm starting to see it really a lot, and I start to see sellers on Vinted just doubling the price for it because I have some saved and I can't make the decision. I just feel like I'm like gonna lose this like window where the price is still affordable for a luxury bag because people think it's like not trending anymore, you know, before sellers will be able to actually really pick up on this trend and realize that it's like a very desired bag again, or still, or again. Anyways, what I've been told, like on my Instagram and TikTok, I've had so much feedback concerning this bag because you guys kept saying that it's super heavy, and I actually never heard this before. I've never really seen it in real life. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't like touched it and worn it. I've seen it on others. So I'm thinking, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to lose this like window of time when it's like still affordable secondhand, but also I don't want to get a bag that I won't use, or like that's just uncomfortable, or like that I will have to sell again, and that's just a pain in the ass. I'm honestly really into the spiked pumps from Prada, the ones that we've seen also in the Devil Wears Prada 2. They just feel so serious, if that makes sense. They just feel like so, like, I can't see myself styling them, but then I also feel like I need some shoes that are more like just put together, you know, just like more professional. I'm also looking to invest in like a leather trench coat that's super long but also quite warm that I can wear in Berlin like in December, for example, as well. I've seen some from Prada, and I'm actually going to the Prada outlet in a couple of weeks. I think in 2 weeks. I'm gonna go to the Prada outlet in Italy, so I'm gonna see what I can get there. I would love to get my coat in another color. I just don't know what I'm gonna find, so let's see what's, you know, like with sample sales and just outlets, it's always what you find there. So let's see. I recently got a trench coat from Margiela on the Mile app. I don't know if you guys were able to download the app and actually use my code, which is my name. So feel free to use that if you want to join. It's interesting because you can organize your wish list. You can just be notified. I mean, like any other app, shopping app, you can be notified when like your item is back in stock, but it's like outlet and the prices are like really, really good. And I was shocked to find tabbies for 200 euros. I haven't seen these prices since the last time, how many years ago? 3 years ago that I went to the Margiela, 2 years ago actually, I went to the Margiela outlet in Italy. 200 euros for tabbies in my size and in the model that I want to. It's a lot. Like it's a lot of discount. Somehow I didn't end up getting them because I don't want to be this person that like just collects tabbies and just buys tabbies. I have the Bianchetto ones that are very like artsy that I wanted for a very long time. I then have the ankle boot in black that I wear so much, and I think they're like at least 5 years old. And then I have the babouche that I wear in summer. So I just right now kind of have to figure out what's gonna be the next pair and what's gonna be the difference that's gonna make in my style or in my comfort, you know, in my everyday, to actually have that extra pair of tabbies. Otherwise I would just like to invest in something else. So in the meantime that I was doing all of this decision making process in my head, someone else bought them. So this is one thing that you need to know about the Mile app. You have to be like on top of your shit. You have to know exactly what you want and buy it immediately, because like there isn't much stuff yet. I think they're just at the moment in the growing phase. So they don't have so much stuff, and the good stuff is just goes away so fast. I then also got some sneakers, and I've seen these Yoji sneakers, these Adidas Yoji sneakers in Japan 3 years ago. A lot of people were wearing them, and actually I have never seen them before in real life. I was hooked. Like I looked for them so much, and I wasn't able to find them in my size or like at a decent price, I would say. And I saw them on the Mile app for 200 euros, or a little bit less, or around 200 euros in my size. It was the fastest buy of all times. In 2 clicks, those shoes were like coming my way, so I'm very, very happy I finally got them. It's gonna be a nice add-on, a little bit more like sporty vibe for autumn winter. Why not? They're still quite like platformy, I would say, without looking platformy. I love to have these shoes. Like I got also, but this was a gift actually from Ottolinger. I got the heeled sneaker, and I kind of like always regretted not to get the Isabel Marant sneaker that everyone had, but because everyone had them, then I was like, oh god, no, I'm just gonna get bored by seeing them so much, like online and also actually offline. Lots of people wore them like last year in Paris and Berlin, so I've seen them a lot, maybe a little bit too much. So it was always on my mind because a sneaker heel, I feel like it's the type of trick that I want and I need for my height. I want to look taller, but without like looking like I'm trying too much and being too uncomfortable, like wearing heels. And the sneaker heel, it's a very nice trick for that. So I got as a gift these Ottolinger ones, and I have to say, well, first they're comfortable, which I didn't necessarily expect, or they don't really look comfortable by just looking at them. And it really doesn't look like I'm wearing heels. It's maybe like a 5 centimeter hidden heel. It's perfect. It's just perfect. So I'm very, very happy to have these sneakers as well, and then have a second pair coming my way. So I guess I'm gonna be a little bit more sporty. Why not? But like still maybe Pradesque in my whole overall look. I was thinking so much about the five-finger Vibram shoes as well this summer, but like the Isabel Marant ones, I've just seen them so much everywhere, and I just wonder also if they're long lasting. But yeah, sometimes summer shoes, they don't really need to be that long lasting, right? I mean, they will just get consumed so much, um, but they're so flat. I just wonder if they are as comfortable as they look. I'm also thinking of investing even more in scents, because you guys have told you so many times what the way you smell, it's so crucial for your personal brand. The fact that you can enter a room and people can already like smell you, they haven't even seen you but they smell you in the room, I think it's like so next level, and I want to like have that. So I got this Loewe perfume that's very intense, and it does feel a little bit wintry, I have to say. So I was having a hard time to wear it this summer. And then what I did is I went again to the Loewe store, because when I bought this, I had in mind another one. This is, I think it's like a male perfume, but I don't give a fuck. It's okay. I don't like, I feel like perfumes should be genderless. But anyways, I still had it on my mind because it felt really, really light, but then I wasn't really sure of how long it would last on you, you know? So the Loewe sales assistant was obviously great at his job, and he sold this perfume to me immediately because he made me layer my own perfume from Loewe, the Elixir Solo, with this Agua perfume, and they just fit so well together. One little secret that he told me is never layer two different perfumes one on top of each other, so don't apply them in the same like part of your body. Just apply one like on your hands or wrists, and another one like behind your ears or like on your neck, just because then you would smell in different ways compared to like where people are smelling you. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So this hooked me even more, and I bought that fucking perfume. So now I have two Loeves that I am layering. The more you get into the topic, the more you wanna like experiment with your perfumes. And I always thought I would just like look for one that I want to have and that's it, and I will keep it forever. But I guess that's not really possible. And it's okay to just mix up, you know, and like have a little collection at home and just compared to like how you feel and what you're gonna do that day, just decide which perfume to wear. I want to definitely have a whole episode about Filippo Sorcinelli. He is the stylist of the Pope, and he has his like own fragrance brand that is quite insane. So we're gonna talk about it in a second moment, like in another episode. I feel like now we've talked so much for so long. Please let me know in the comments, what are you guys buying, or what do you think I should get from the items that I mentioned? If you have any feedback, it's extremely welcome, as always, of course.